From the High School for Recording Arts in St. Paul, we're back for another edition of the Midwest Basketball League. Mike Pete and all by myself, talking to myself today. We've got the undefeated Chicago Fury 7-0, representing the Southwest Division, and the Minnesota Lakers 3-3, picking up a win yesterday over Springfield. The Lakers out of the Northwest Division, and we're just going to go ahead and get started right away. The starters for the two teams, we'll put them up on screen, but we'll run them by as well. Devontae Jones, number 1 for the Fury, Juan Brown, number 4, Anthony Knowles, number 5, Darius Soph, number 6, and Quavell Pierce, number 13. Minnesota starting the same 5 as yesterday, so Meach Williams will get the start alongside Dominique Dawson, number 1, number 4, Rock Rogers, number 5, Kenny Bass, number 13, Quentin Jackson, number 24. Unfortunately, Chase Coley couldn't be with us today. I know she was looking forward to it, but had a birthday celebration last night and maybe sleeping in, or perhaps wanted to check out her sister who is playing AAU, this being the big state championship weekend. The Lakers 3-3, the Fury 7-0. Chicago, the highest scoring team in the Southwest Division, at 117 a game. Not far behind is the Chicago Legends, but the defense has been the difference. Fury winning their games by an average of 13. The Legends have given up the most points in the Southwest Division. 3 is in and out, and free throws coming for Dominique Dawson. Dominique Dawson out of Kentucky Wesleyan, the 6'8" forward. Dawson had quite the performance yesterday against the Panthers. Most of the team did, a 143-125 win. Dawson had 8, so statistically maybe not quite the performance, but like I said, it was a all-around strong effort. 143-125, the highest scoring game of the year for the Lakers by a long margin. And they really pulled away in the second half in what was a shootout. 100-point games are common in the Midwest Basketball League. We have a lot of players who can play, and several members of the Chicago Fury, as Devontae Jones misses the three-pointer with the shot clock winding down. 3 ball, missing from the corner is Meach Williams. We have a lot of players from Chicago who have signed or are currently serving overseas contracts. And that is the idea of this league, the ABA, the NBPA, giving athletes a second chance and a platform to perhaps find a deal overseas, or for folks like Rock Rogers, who drains the floater, a chance to stay involved in the game. And that's a remark you hear a lot of from folks at this level. Here's Juan Brown. Fury have 8 players suited up, so a little more than Springfield. So stamina hopefully will be less of a concern, but it's the Lakers off to a strong start, 6-0, and that's going to elicit a quick timeout from the Fury coach. And the Fury coach knows a lot about the overseas circuit, spent 12 years playing in Europe, and put this team together for love of the game. And you want to know how much this game means to this team? They spend most of the year playing weekend contests. They are in 3 leagues, this one, the ABA and the NBPA. And PBA, I should say. What's a letter? .958 left in the first quarter, a long way to go. So not a big point of concern yet if you're the Fury, but runs are a big part of the game, and that is what helped the Lakers pull away in the second half of yesterday's contest with the Springfield Panthers. It was neck and neck, and the Panthers started the third quarter on an 8-0 run to take a 1-point lead, but then the Lakers took over, and that was all she wrote. Panthers just ran out of steam, but tough to do when you have just 6 players. And a foul is called. Jason Sandiford, the Lakers head coach, you heard the Lakers bench shouting 8 seconds. As Devontae Jones had a hard time bringing the ball up. Instead, it's just going to be a foul. Quavell Pierce, number 13, finds Juan Brown. He fires the 3, and that gets the Fury on the board. In case you're wondering, today's food truck partner is Sumo Egg Rolls. I had a chance to sample a few. They have your standard varieties, pork, pad thai, and pho, and some more eccentric ones like pepperoni pizza and blueberry French toast. The mac and cheese one, definitely worth the try. And it looks like the pace of this one a little slower than yesterday. Quentin Jackson getting the O board with the shot clock winding down. And he'll shoot 2. Quentin Jackson didn't score a whole lot, just 4 points. 7 Lakers players did break double digits. Jackson knocks both down. That makes it an 8-3 game. Lakers 4 of 4 at the free throw line early. We mentioned this yesterday, and this is what I was hoping Chase could elaborate on, having been in many of these herself. The back end of a back-to-back. You see that in high school, college, and the WNBA. Devontae Jones with the steal. Anthony Knowles hits the mid-range J. These teams are both playing the back end of a back-to-back. The Chicago Fury defeated the Minnesota Broncos earlier today, or yesterday. And as Rock Rogers pulls off the spin move, we mentioned the Lakers beating the Springfield Panthers 143-125. So a lot of back-to-back weekend action for teams here in the Midwest Basketball League. The pump fake doesn't pay off. Coming up short was Darius Soph. Another O board for the Fury. Kick out, Brown for 3. Off the rim. Rebound, Dominique Dawson. Dawson to Jackson. 3 no good. Rebound, Quavell Pierce. He's looking to turn on the Jets. Kick out, 3 ball. Jones is short, and the rebound goes to Dawson. Now Rock Rogers. Is he going to push? Yes, he'll go for it, but he came up short, had a couple defenders ready for him. Shot clock did not reset. Not that it matters. Chicago stole the ball. 3 on the way. Another O board. Jones picked it up. And a second chance basket belongs to Anthony Knowles. Dominique Dawson scoring for the Lakers. We've got some younger audience, members of the audience, younger ones, who think my tripod is a jungle gym apparatus. Missing the 15-footers, Anthony Knowles. And we've got a foul on the Fury. Three in and out. Dominique Dawson tips it in. Jones finds Knowles. Good ball movement by the Fury. And hitting the baseline J for his first basket is Darius Soph. Here is Meach Williams. Up and under, no good. Rebound and the putback for Dominique Dawson. He'll have a chance at three. We've had to do a little bit of troubleshooting here. As like I said, we had a really young member of the audience who thinks my tripod is a jungle gym contraption. Isaac Smith subbing in for the Fury, draws a foul and will shoot two. We mentioned several players having overseas commitments. Three of them just inked deals as Isaac Smith gets the front end to fall. Devontae Jones, Juan Brown, and Ron Pattern. .5:16 left in the first quarter. As you know, we play with pro rules. Meach Williams in trouble, and that's going to cost him with the 8-second violation. Isaac Smith, three, off the mark from number 6, Darius Soph. Here come the Lakers. Kenny Bass in transition. Beep, beep. That was Roadrunner quick, although a Roadrunner is not as fast in real life as the cartoon character. Chicago says, right back at ya. Isaac Smith with the score. Lakers had trouble bringing the ball up. That's going to be an easy 2 for Darius Soph. An opportunistic basket, and that makes it a 19-15 game. Chicago bringing the pressure up. Meach Williams gets a friendly bounce. Emphasis on friendly. Smith on the other end. Can't get the bank. Rebound, Quentin Jackson. Finds Rock Rogers and one. And we'll get our look at some subs for the Lakers. Shamar Wilson, number 9. Latrell Love, number 7 among them. Lakers went 13 deep yesterday as Rochester Rogers completes the three-point play. Fury comes up short there. 24-15 is the score. Traveling violation called on Latrell Love. He was caught in no man's land underneath the paint. Therese Smith also in the game for the Lakers. He wears 14, if you haven't picked up on that by now. And that's going to be a foul on the Lakers. They still had 2 to give. As you know, we play pro rules, so 4 fouls per quarter. Knowles tried to go up and lost it, although it was last touched by the Lakers, so it will stay with the Fury. The only undefeated team remaining in the Southwest Division. They beat the Lakers 121-107 back on April 21st. Chicago's head coach said the Lakers had a different team back then. They have a few more guys for the second meeting of the year. Quentin Jackson missing the corner 3. Rebound going to Knowles. Brings it up and ends up throwing it away. It was deflected though, so no backcourt violation. That's for 2, no good. Rock Rogers hustles for the rebound. Therese Smith shaking off Soph. Love, the skip pass. Wilson short on the 3. Juan Brown with the rebound. 24-15 our score. Pace starting to pick up now. And Chicago with a fast break bucket. Anthony Knowles scores. Smith under pressure. Finds Love on the bounce pass. Love can't hit the elbow J. And scooping up the board is Isaac Smith. And then he's fouled in the backcourt by Quentin Jackson. 2:30 remains. More subs coming in for the Lakers. Shane Bosek, who had a couple of threes yesterday. And number 23, Kevin Thompson. He scored 9. Stepping into a 2 was Clavell Pierce, and that comes up empty. Bosek, 3 ball. No, he was on the line, but doesn't fall, so moot point. Rebound is tipped to Isaac Smith. Finds Brown on the skip. He's thinking about it. Fires. 3 no good. Latrell Love with the rebound, and he's fouled by Devontae Jones. And with the Lakers in the bonus, Latrell Love, one of the most animated members of this Lakers team, will shoot free throws. Latrell Love, strong performer off the bench for this Lakers team. Had a big performance in the season, or the home opening win over Rochester. And he scored 12 off the bench in yesterday's game against Springfield. The biggest thing to watch for this Lakers team, as Love makes both free throws. Lakers unofficially 7 of 7, or I should say 8 of 8. Biggest thing to watch for this Lakers team, their efficiency down low. And when you're playing on the second part of a back-to-back, that becomes even more crucial. And that layup by Shane Bosek, that tip-in more so, is an example. 28-17. That's a long 2. Doesn't fall for Brown. Rebound Shamar Wilson. Lakers see another opening, and Latrell Love with the finish. Lakers are up by 13, but this Chicago Fury team, in the ABA games they play, they've come back from 30 or more down several times. So an early deficit will not faze them. Devontae Jones missing the 3. Rebound Thompson. 1 minute to go. Thompson through contact. Had a tough shot there. Anthony Knowles scoops up the board. Lakers anticipating. Therese Smith almost had the steal, but the ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Fury. 47.5 seconds. Isaac Smith step back, falls short. Lakers could make it a 2-for-1 here if they move quickly enough. And it looks like they're not going to push it. Oh, they're up by 13, only the first quarter. You're not going to play the possession game all that much. And Isaac Smith pokes the ball away from Love, who was trying to get the pass. Lakers with 10 to shoot. Love is fouled by Knowles, so back to the line he goes for 2. Love did not go to the free throw line yesterday. And free throws were on point for the most part for the Lakers. They were 11 of 13. And they're showing their marksmanship here at the line. So Love goes up to 6 points. And now the Lakers are tagged with a foul. Chicago will shoot 2 since they're in the bonus here with 20 seconds. So that will send Devontae Jones to the line. Jones has yet to score. The Lakers, as we said, the highest scoring team in the Southwest Division, 117 a game. If you're curious, the highest scoring team in the Northwest Division, where the Lakers play, is Cedar Valley, the 2-time defending champion. The Lakers are averaging 113 allowed and 113-4. That average, of course, going up when you put up a 143 spot as they did. Jones makes both free throws, and this last 30 seconds, well, the Lakers will get a 2-for-1 out of this. After all, they will not. They end up throwing the ball away to Quavell Pierce, and now they get it back. Shamar Wilson with the poke. Devontae Jones tried to throw up a screen, and instead he'll be called for the foul. So Shamar Wilson staying with it, and you see this a lot. Fast-paced play, a lot of steal attempts, and they'll tell you no matter the level, if you get poked, go back, play defense, don't worry about what happened. Make it up as best as you can, and now the Lakers will get a chance to score. Shamar Wilson out of Minneapolis North, where he played high school. Minneapolis North, a hotbed back in the 90s, and a hotbed once again with Larry McKenzie. They were 2-time champions in Class A, fell short in Double A, losing in the section final to Brooklyn Center. Wilson knocks down both free throws. Good if it goes. That brings us to the end of quarter number 1. 34-19 is our score in favor of the Lakers. And if you're Jason Sandifer, you have to like this start from a team that's looking to go above 500 for the first time this year.
it's secured at least on the two sides of the table.
It's not the first time I've had that. Upcoming home games for the Lakers, June 2nd, 9th, and 30th. The June 30th one should be a lot of fun. That is when they host TC Elite, and those in-state rivalries, in this case in-metro rivalries, always fun to watch. June 2nd, 9th, and 30th. Of course, we'll have all the games for you on tape delay here on YouTube and on SPNN. So we'll start quarter number 2 with Darius Soph, who has 4 points. And it looks like we've got some spare egg rolls. As we mentioned yesterday, that is one of the new initiatives for the Lakers, hooking up with food truck partners for every home game. Isaac Smith gets the friendly bounce. He has 6 off the bench. Lakers have only gone with 6. They do have 8 subbed in. But we have a long way to go. 48 minutes is a long time. Here's Bosek, 8 to shoot. The shot clock was not an issue yesterday. Quavell Pierce with the strip. And shooting free throws will be Juan Brown. He was hacked on the way to the rim. Juan Brown, just 1 3-pointer to his credit so far. Brown makes both. Neither team has missed from the free throw line. The Lakers 12 of 12. The Fury 6 of 6. Another steal. They're having trouble at the top of the key. 3 is short from Brown. Kevin Thompson scoops up the rebound, but penetrating the key has been a problem as of late. Love with the pump fake. Fury, they don't fall for it. Therese Smith fires the 3. That goes out. And chasing down the rebound is Isaac Smith. Smith has been busy since he was put into the game. And he finds Devontae Jones on a catch-and-shoot 3. Shamara Wilson finds Love. Baseline J is good. And Latrell Love continuing his production off the bench. He has 8. Again, doing quite well. He wears just about every emotion on his sleeve. And that swish, Devontae Jones with his second 3-pointer in as many possessions. That's a high lob, almost taken away by the Fury. Some dangerous passing here by the Lakers, and Latrell Love lost control. So he is hit with traveling. I think I heard him say, "I slipped." Smith finds Juan Brown. Brown moving past Bosek, lays it in. Juan Brown up to 7. Like we said, deficits do not scare Chicago. Kevin Thompson through the hole and in. That gets him on the board in an acrobatic way. 7-point lead for the Lakers. Their advantage was as large as 15. Juan Brown. Can't bank it off the rim. Lakers trying to push. And the pass was a little too far up. So a turnover on the Lakers. We mentioned the next set of home games, June 2nd, 9th, and 30th. Lakers will go on the road to play TC Elite on the 26th. That should be a fun one. That in-state rivalry, TC Elite has already won the first meeting. Chicago slips and falls. June 2nd, the Rochester Roadrunners, they'll come back here. They have a couple of wins now. A timeout was called. I was. If you want to look at it, it's fine. Springfield called the timeout, in case you were wondering. June 2nd, the Rochester Roadrunners come back here. The first meeting was a lot of fun and a very close finish. June 9th, the Minnesota Broncos pay a visit. And June 30th, the coveted match with TC Elite. Like I said, the TC Elite I'm looking forward to. And how about this, to end the home portion of the regular season on July 15th, the Lakers will host Cedar Valley, the defending champions. But that TC Elite game should be a lot of fun. TC Elite in Chicago for the weekend. Playing a couple of teams down there. With this being the Midwest Basketball League, 18 teams, several within the same metro area. Fury have 5 timeouts left. Lakers have all 7. It goes down to 2 once you get to the 2-minute mark of the fourth quarter, regardless of how many you used. Shane Bosek uses the pump fake to perfection. 40-31 is our score. Isaac Smith drives to the lane, can't get the bank off the glass. Therese Smith was looking for Thompson. Another turnover. This has been a problem in the first half for the Fury. Isaac Smith scores in transition, and a technical was called. He'll get the bucket. I think he wanted the foul, and that's what led to the tee. Yep, he wanted the foul call, expressed his displeasure in a vocal manner, and is hit with the technical. So free throw coming for Shane Bosek. Bosek had 8 points. Guavale Pierce expressing his dismay, saying we're not getting the calls we should be. Bosek hits the free throw. And he'll get another one. Well, he'll get another one if he draws a foul later on. Isaac Smith will go to the bench. And number 3 will take his spot. I believe Kevin Thompson unofficially got that one. Ron Pattern, number 3, going in place of Smith. Well, that doesn't look like Ron Pattern because he's listed as 6'8". So we'll get that name situated, but No, he doesn't look 6'8" out there unless there's a typo. It's semi-pro ball. But I can't tell you that's Pierce. And Anthony Knowles, no good. Love was hacked after the rebound. No, now they call it's been changed to a jump ball. So we'll have a jump off at the free throw line. The shot clock did reset because it hit the rim first. So if the Lakers, or I should say if the Fury pick it up, well, they don't pick it up. So that makes no difference. Lee Moore making his first appearance in the game as the Lakers turn it over. Lee Moore hit a bunch of three-pointers, 4, to give the Lakers a spark in the second quarter of yesterday's win over Springfield. Juan Brown finds number 3. We don't have a PA announcer today, so I don't know who 3 is. Again, the person listed as number 3 is Ron Pattern on the roster, but either that's someone else wearing number 3 or Ron Pattern's a foot shorter than listed. Foul on the Lakers. With 7 on the shot clock, that will give the Fury a reset. Shot clock resets to 14. Lee Moore tries to get the strip from behind. Can't do so, but Shane Bosek tracks it down. Lee Moore. The bounce over to Thompson. Love out to Rogers. Swish. Some crisp ball movement on that possession. And that results in a bucket for the Lakers. Their lead is back to 12, 45-33, with 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Going up and floating it in is Anthony Knowles. He's up to 8. And a foul is called on number 3 for Chicago. Thompson for 3, no good. It took 3-pointers a little while to get going for the Lakers. Fiore hit a 16-footer, that's Darius Soph. They've yet to knock down a 3, but they've been doing pretty well elsewhere at the free throw line, and again, building up a quick advantage when they get in transition. That's going to be an offensive foul on Latrell Love. Last year he sported blonde locks. This time he's going with, I presume, a more natural appearance in color. Baseline J, swish. Scoring that bucket for the Lakers is Soph. And he's up to 8. We've got a 4-of-a-kind with 8s for Chicago. Lakers having trouble. Meach Williams botched the pass. Fury are going to have another transition play. That's Juan Brown. He goes up to 9. And the Fury trail by 4. A quick 8-0 run. Here comes the pressure again. And Jason Sandifer will call a timeout. 5:46 remains in the second quarter. And here's something you're not going to see at the higher level games, the kids taking a couple of shots on the playing court here at the High School for Recording Arts, the home for the Lakers over the last couple of years. They were known as the Rangers a year ago. Jason Sandifer decided to do a name change. Chicago will host Lincoln next weekend on a rare Friday game. And then they'll host Springfield on June 2nd. This will conclude the interdivision matchups with Minnesota teams. After today, the Fury will play exclusively Southwest Division matchups. There is a team in the Southwest Division, the North Minneapolis Eagles. They have yet to win this year. Meets Williams for three. No good, and Rogers wasn't in position for the rebound. Isaac Smith finds Devontae Jones. The three is short. Lee Moore picks up the board. Williams blocked. I think that was Sova got a piece of it. Fury can make this a one-possession game. Smith to Brown. Three is long. Rebound eventually goes into the hands of Latrell Love. Here's Rogers. He's been quiet, and he'll go to the line for two. Because Rogers quiet in comparison to what his capabilities are. Scored at 33 in the home opener. He had 22 yesterday. Still led the Lakers in scoring, but everybody was chipping in. And that 143, that was in spite of all the misses down low. It felt like the Lakers could have run away with it earlier if they had done that. But in a fast-paced game, you get a lot of possessions. That means a lot of chances to score. As Rogers gets the front end to fall. This one looking to be a little more of a defensive battle. And that is the first miss for either team at the line. So the Lakers now 13 of 14 unofficially. And hitting the mid-range J is Isaac Smith. Rogers tried the shovel pass to Dawson. Fury can't save it. Now Rogers with the deep kick out to Moore. Three is long, but Rogers with the no board. Lee Moore, spin move over to Thompson. Count it! Thompson slashes to the lane and has a chance for a three-point play. Kevin Thompson, first time at the line. He's up to 7. The Lakers lead is back to 6. Juan Brown shakes his defender, and getting the block was Thompson before the ball hit the backboard. Thompson, shades of LeBron James from 2 years ago, and he'll finish in transition for the Lakers. Kevin Thompson flaring up, and the Lakers could use it. Moves and counter moves, runs and counter runs. That's how these games go. In the Midwest Basketball League, Isaac Smith, 6 to shoot. 3 ball. No corner pocket. Thompson bringing the ball up. He's going to lose the ball. It looked like he was going to fake it, and he faked himself out. Smith over to Knowles. This time, the Fury will not be denied. Potential 4-point swing there. Again, there are a lot of those at this level. Another turnover on the Lakers. They've had trouble in that area. And Isaac Smith races to the bucket. That has kept the Fury in this game. The Lakers turning it over at the top of the key on several possessions. Meach Williams clutches, comes up short. And unfortunately, I am not an eligible player. So that will be a Fury turnover. Neither's Robin, who's running camera here. So you can pass the ball to us. We just can't do anything with it. I know I can't do anything with it. I have no athletic ability. Juan Brown sharing a laugh with Rock Rogers. All these players know each other, of course. 3:05 remains. Here comes more Fury pressure. Juan Brown saying, yeah, you all ready to go home? Well, not quite yet. The Fury have enjoyed their Minnesota visit, beating the Broncos yesterday. They knew they were going to be in for a challenge, though, against the Lakers. And that's the second time they've turned it over on consecutive possessions. This time it results in a missed transition opportunity. But the Fury they have some success in their 3-year history. As we noted, they play in 3 semi-pro leagues. This one, the ABA and NPBL. And in the NPBL, as Rock Rogers comes up strong, ball did not hit the rim, so shot clock does not reset. Meach Williams kicking out to Thompson. Swish. Kevin Thompson up to 11. Chicago has won 2 league titles in the NPBA. Juan Brown tried the finger roll. That bounces out. Meach Williams over to Dawson. And Dawson speeding his way in for the score. So the Lakers picking up where they left off yesterday in terms of offensive balance. No three-pointer for Devontae Jones. Dawson with the board. Just over 2 minutes to play in the second. Jackson faked the 3. Lakers looking for another lane. Jackson had some trouble receiving the pass. Foul before the shot. Last to give for the Fury. It's not uncommon for Chicago to have 4 or 5 games in a week with all of their involvement in the semi-pro circuit. And on top of that, they also do some charity work for children, fundraisers, hospital visits. Head coach told me this program loves being an opportunity. Well, they're not going to like that. Kevin Thompson on the backdoor cut for the slam. But the Fury, they love children and they want to do what they can to provide a positive influence for kids in the Chicago area. Shot clock now at reset. 3 on the way is short from number 10. That's Jimmy Miles. Rock Rogers tried to find Meach Williams in transition, and he ends up losing the ball. The Lakers were pushing a little too fast. They are back up by 10, 57-47, with 1:19 left in the second quarter. Isaac Smith, step back 3, off to the right. Rebound goes to Rogers. Quentin Jackson off the screen, trying to slide his way in. And I believe that was a kickball. Ten seconds to shoot. Meach Williams out to Thompson. Another 3. That one's short. Lakers have yet to hit a 3-pointer in this game. But outside of a few turnovers, everything else going pretty well for them. Miles out to Pierce. Kick out. 3 ball. Yes! Isaac Smith, 15 off the bench. Makes it a 7-point margin with 30 seconds left. Jackson for the answer. It's there. The first three-point field goal for the Lakers. And they make it 60-50. 4-second difference, shot clock to game clock. Smith won't wait that long. His three rattles out. Rebound is going to stay here because there was a foul on the Lakers. And that means free throws coming with 12.8. Who's going to shoot the free throws? It will be Guavell Pierce, who has not scored in this game. Quick sub here, Devontae Jones going out, Anthony Knowles going in. And Pierce gets on the board, but he'll have to settle for a split. Lakers with time, 10 seconds. Thompson, the long skip. Jackson has it, he's in trouble. Finds Williams, but Meach had nowhere to go. That brings us to halftime, but the Lakers, just like yesterday, head to the intermission with the advantage. It was a 7-point lead yesterday. It's a 9-point lead today at halftime. 60-51 is our score. As Quentin Jackson has a quick word with the official. We'll take a break and bring you the second half of our back-to-back weekend in Midwest Basketball League action. The Lakers lead the Fury 60-51. Mike Beaton back here all by myself, talking to myself. That's chaos theory for you. Minnesota Lakers lead the Chicago Fury 60-51 as we get ready to start quarter number 3. With a win today, the Lakers would move to 4-3. They're still a game and a half back out of the TC Elite for second in the Northwest Division. Cedar Valley, of course, the leaders, undefeated at 6-0. Chicago Fury, undefeated in the Southwest Division. They'll still have the division lead no matter what, with the Lakers beating the Springfield Panthers yesterday, 143-125. The Chicago Fury, they average 117 a game, but they struggled a little bit in the first half. Oh, just wanted to make sure number 3 was Ron Pattern, or was that someone else? Okay, so nope, that's all I needed to know. And we just got confirmation that number 3 is Jeremy Ashburn, which now makes more sense. He's listed as number 7, but wearing number 3 today. Ashbury at 5'10", Ron Pattern at 6'8". Yeah, there's a difference between 5'10" and 6'8". But as we said at the start, or later in this game, earlier in this game, sometime in this game, I have no idea when, I know I said it, why don't we just go back in time? This is a Fury team that has clawed their way back from big deficits in other leagues, the NPBA and the ABA, where they've trailed by 30 or more at times, but found a way to win. They were 19-3 in the most recent ABA season. One of those losses coming in the playoffs. So this is a team, they play a lot, but they enjoy it, and they're quite good at it. Although Devontae Jones missing the 15-footer is not the start the Fury were looking for. They've gotten it within one possession a couple of times in the second quarter, but the Lakers had an answer for them. Catch, release. Anthony Knowles missing the mid-range jumper. Rock Rogers finds Jackson for 3. That's going to be long. Rebound will go to Rock Rogers. He'll find Jackson again. This time he's short. Third try is the charm for Kenny Bass. Kenny had 13 in yesterday's win over Springfield. He's up to 6 here. Brown goes up. Too strong. Rogers with the rebound. Jackson tried to push it up. And that will go to Chicago. As we noted, regardless of what happens, Chicago will hold on to that Southwest Division lead, but they would like a win because that would keep them 2 games up at least over Springfield. And a very busy Sunday today. United playing, Minnesota Lynx starting their 2018 season. And the Twins are wrapping up their weekend series with the Brewers. Kenny Bass. He can score quickly. Most of this Lakers team can. And it looks like the Lakers coach, he's conducting a phone call in the middle of the quarter here. That's not something you'll see in the pros. Too strong, but getting his own miss. Unable to do anything with it was Knowles. The ball did touch the backboard, so he was able to get it without a traveling violation. Kenny Bass, a friendly bounce, and just like that, Bass is up to 10 points. And the Lakers have scored the first 6 points in this quarter. So an opposite of yesterday's game with Springfield, where it was the Panthers who scored 8 in a row to begin the third. But the Lakers took over from there. They're up by 15. Here is Meach Williams, who has a chance to extend that margin at the free throw line. Meach Williams out of Rochester Community College, 6'1", 172 pounds. Is his listed weight. 12 points yesterday, just 2 so far here. Lakers were 14 of 15 from the line in the first half. The Fury 7 of 8. I don't know if you're a math whiz or not, but that was a combined 2 misses for both teams, but Williams blanks there. And the Fury will answer with a fast break deuce. Juan Brown bumps his total to 11. Rogers over to Williams. Dawson and Knowles getting tied up down low. Ball is loose, 8 to shoot, picked up by the Lakers. They've got to get it off quickly. Williams, shovel pass to Dawson for the slam! With 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Dominique Dawson pumping up the Lakers bench with that dunk. 17-footer, swish. Darius Soph. It's pronounced Soph. It reads Safir, but it's Soph. But they catch Chicago falling asleep, the Lakers do. Rochester Rogers wide open on the back door. Soph again, swish. Rogers and Soph now up to 12 for their respective teams. But the Lakers lead by 12. Dominique Dawson, count it, and the foul. Dawson employing the hesitation move, and it pays off with a 3-point play chance. Dawson has converted 2 3-point plays already. He had just 8 points yesterday. He has doubled that so far in this game. And we still have a quarter and a half to play. Soph feeling it. That's his 3rd straight field goal. So Soph pushing his scoring total to 14. Williams looking to add 3. He will not. Knowles with the rebound. Let's see if they find Soph. Another 2. Well, nobody's perfect. Looked like he may have hit drawn some contact after the shot, but we play on. Kenny Bass turns it over. And Jackson had no choice but to hack Juan Brown on his way up. Juan Brown, one of the players who just inked an overseas deal. And I spoke with the Fury head coach before the game, and he said that's the biggest issue with this Chicago team because several of them have overlapping overseas contracts. It sometimes prevents them from playing here. But again, that's the idea of the Midwest Basketball League, giving athletes who still want a chance to turn this passion of theirs into a career opportunity a way of doing so. Juan Brown getting the front end there. He hits both. The Fury now 9 of 11. 73-62. Lakers, a little bit of trouble there, and then they get bailed out with the foul on Quavell Pierce, number 13. Kenny Bass seemed like he had reestablished control in that possession, but the shot clock resets to 14 for the Lakers. 10 to shoot. The lob from Rogers to Dawson to Rogers again. 3 is off the mark. Williams tried to tip it in and was too strong. Devontae Jones turns on the Jets. Here comes the 3. 3-point shots have not gone well, have not gone in for either side with much effectiveness today. As we said, efficiency down low is going to be key, and I'd say the Lakers have done a better job at that, especially in transition. That's where they struggled yesterday. Williams, side fade. 3 is off the mark. Didn't touch rim, so Bass had to throw it up. And he knew that if he didn't get a shot off, he'd have a good chance of drawing a foul, and that's exactly what he does. Kenny Bass up to 10 points. He had 13 yesterday. And overall, the box score playing out much like the first game in this back-to-back weekend for the Lakers. 4 players in double digits in scoring already. We had 7 in the 143-125 win yesterday. Had to work out some confusion there, but Bass finally goes to the line to shoot his free throws. And I think the confusion may have resulted from substitution patterns. I think what's helped the Fury hang around, they have 8 players as opposed to the 6 that Springfield had. So the Lakers playing a fast pace to wear them out, and it paid off, turning the fourth quarter into a playground basketball scenario. Soph still has his stroke. He's hit 4 of the last 5 shots in the third quarter that he has taken. And a foul was called on the Fury, but that's a pretty good rhythm to be in, hitting 4 of your last 5 if you're Darius Soph. And that has bumped his total from 8 to 16. Currently leads the Fury in scoring. And they have 4 members in double figures with Devontae Jones at 8. And with an 8-player rotation, which is not that uncommon at the high school ranks. So that's what you want. So foul was called, and the Fury not in the penalty yet, so it's going to be a side out. Although, here we are. This happens at least once every game, it seems, where folks are having some trouble keeping tally, and apparently the Fury are in the penalties, so Quentin Jackson will go to the line. This would be nice if I had chased with someone else, and we'll try to find another broadcast partner for our next home game on January 2nd against Rochester, but this is where you could share a few stories, and it's kind of hard to do when I'm all by myself here. Hey, down in front. Quentin Jackson hits the front end. And that's all he'll get. Lakers 18 of 22, shooting around 80%. Hesitation. Soph, quick shovel, side fade, 3-ball, off the mark, and Thompson volleyballs it. That's Bass, I should say, so it will stay with the Fury, and they'll get a fresh shot clock. 6:24 left in the third. The Lakers up by 12. We haven't seen a serious threat out of the Fury yet, but that can happen in a hurry at this level. And with Darius Soph feeling it from the mid-range game, who knows what could happen. And that ball, we've had a couple of close calls here. Robin, I think you and I should file for hazard pay. It's ruled Lakers ball. Quavell Pierce. Pierce is shouting. I don't know who he's shouting at. And here we go again. And now it's been ruled Chicago ball. This reminds me of a game I called in January, Holy Angels de La Salle. That was the one where Robin made sure Abe was behaving himself. But there was a sequence in that game where Elena Jones missed the front end of her 2 free throws. She was fouled on the way up. Nobody was aware of that. She missed the front end, and then play kept going, and it took about a minute for anyone to realize what happened, so they had to reset the clock, and it was one of the few instances of a high school game or any game that I have ever called where there was effectively a do-over. Fury trail by 10. Offensive rebound, Pierce, 3 on the way. Brown is short. Again, 3-point shots. I've had a hard time going in for both sides. Lee Moore, he can knock them down. Finds Rogers. Will this one go in? No, it does not. Just 1 3-pointer for the Lakers, and that came from Quentin Jackson in the second. Isaac Smith too strong on the drive. And for the Fury, not much better. Dawson missing the bunny down low. Devontae Jones has a pair of threes, and that's it. Juan Brown has one as well. So if you're keeping score, just 3 triples for the Fury, only 1 3-pointer for the Lakers in this game, and that may be one reason why the score isn't on the torrential pace it was yesterday, where it seemed like everything was going in. The 2-pointers are, at least. Anthony Knowles hits one from the baseline. Here is Jackson. In trouble, finds Williams. Out to Dawson. He'll go up. And the left-handed lay-in goes in. Dawson unofficially up to 18. .68-68 is our score. Here's Isaac Smith. And they'll count it. Isaac Smith, we know he can provide a spark. And you get that a lot in this league, at least with teams that have strong benches, and we're going to get some examples of that over the next few games with the Roadrunners, the Broncos, and TC Elite for the month of June, as opposed to Springfield and Chicago. Not to discredit their talent, but when you have to make a long commute to play a game, it can be hard to round up athletes, as we saw yesterday. Springfield only shooting up 6. Fury in a better position with 8. And with that 3-point play, Isaac Smith makes it a 7-point game. 12 to shoot. Lee Moore had 4 triples yesterday. That was a tough step back. Dominique Dawson with the rebound. Meech Williams, no good. Dawson didn't have great control. Stays with it. And with that, he goes up to 20. Meech Williams pickpockets the ball away, and then he ends up almost throwing it away. Lakers still have it. Jackson, bullseye. Timeout, Chicago. Lakers go back up by 12. Quentin Jackson, the only player to hit a 3-pointer in this game so far for the Lakers. He has 2 of them now. He goes up to 9. He had just 4 yesterday. So Quentin Jackson hoping to pick up the production offensively as he worked his way back from injury. He's out of Minneapolis Community and Technical College. 3:54 left in the third quarter. Sustaining leads was difficult early on for the Lakers. And as we noted yesterday, one of their wins came by forfeit. The team they were scheduled to play, unable to do so. I believe that was Lincoln. Which Jason Sandifer said there was a good and bad that came with it. The good news is that was one less trip they had to make. The bad news is it's one less game you get to play, and it's not always the best look when that situation occurs. But they're here, and they look pretty composed, pretty fluid. Hasn't been perfect, but you talk to any coach, and I think they all are still searching for that elusive perfect game. Chicago has found a perfect spot to knock down jumpers. Anthony Knowles hits one again from the baseline. So he and Darius Soph hitting those baseline and mid-range J's. Rochester Rogers no good. Almost went in, but almost doesn't count if you want to score. Jackson tried to strip it away, couldn't do so. And the Fury do not get a 3 from Jones there. Rebound. Isaac Smith tried to time the pass. It doesn't pay off. That's going to leave Minnesota with an opening in transition. And Meech Williams lays it in. Rogers with a dime. Meech Williams, that's just his second field goal. He scored 12 yesterday. 3 minutes to go. Lakers well on their way to another 100-point game. Again, those are common. And the sport in general has seen an increase in offensive production. Quavel Pierce scoring for the Fury. You know, these days, it seems that the best defense is a good offense. And I see a value to that. Look at the Lakers swing it all over the floor. Rock Rogers missing the corner 3. Smith from 17, swish. The Fury finding their sweet spot in the second half in the mid-range game. Those types of shots aren't preferred as much as they used to be with the advent of 3-point shooting inside buckets. It's all about efficiency these days. Effective field goal percentage plays such a big part in scouting players. Jackson, his third three-pointer of the game. But if you're knocking down the mid-range Jays, because that element is less frequent, that might make the Lakers think a little bit defensively. That time they try a three-pointer, and that's no good from Isaac Smith. Jackson pump fakes, then finds Williams, and the pump fake works to perfection. But as Scott Van Pelt always said, the pump fake works only every single time. Mitch Williams goes up to 6. Lakers push their lead back to 13. Their largest so far has been 15. Euro step and the bank for Devontae Jones. And he becomes the 5th player to break double digits in scoring for the Fury. Lakers had a little trouble with the inbound. And Dominique Dawson left alone. How did the Fury leave him open down there? Dawson up to 22. (92-79). 6 to shoot. Smith trying to get around Moore. Kicks out. 3 to shoot. They got to get rid of it. Oh, they passed one too many times. Devontae Jones not aware of the clock, and he was wide open. Instead, he passed it over to Knowles, I believe, and he had a wide open shot, and I think Juan Brown is letting him know, hey, you had an open shot there. Unless my eyes deceive me, I thought he was wide open and he needed to get rid of it. He didn't, and that one, an unforced error on the Fury. Shamar Wilson, he loses the ball, throws it away into Smith's hands, and Smith will have a chance at 3. Isaac Smith plays like a starter even though he comes off the bench, but he'll take 22 no matter how they come. And he can make it 23 if he makes his free throw. The head coach of Chicago said this is a family atmosphere composed of guys who simply love the game of basketball. They work hard and have fun doing it. 92-82 the score following the three-point play. 8-second difference, 9-second difference, shot clock to game clock, 10 to shoot for the Lakers. Smith, shovel pass, through contact, no good. Love couldn't get control of it. Fury have a chance to get one more. Smith for 3, bullseye. 26 off the bench for Isaac Smith. Therese Smith will not get that to fall, so the Lakers started the third quarter on a run. The Fury get one of their own, and it's 92-85 with 12 minutes to play. So looking at the numbers here, Isaac Smith 26 off the bench with that three-pointer. Darius Soph with 18 as he found his stroke from the mid-range area. Anthony Knowles with 14, Juan Brown with 13. We haven't heard much out of Jeremy Ashburn or Jimmy Miles. For the Lakers, they've gone with 11 today, not the 13 we saw yesterday, but there's still time to change that. No production out of Lee Moore. I don't think he's even taken a shot attempt. Kevin Thompson with 13. Dominique Dawson with 22. Rochester Rogers, Kenny Bass, and Quentin Jackson all have 12. And a reminder, June 2nd, we'll be back here when the Lakers host the Rochester Roadrunners again. June 9th, they'll host the Minnesota Broncos. Next week, they go on the road to face TC Elite for Memorial Day weekend. The team that's ahead of them in the Northwest Division standing, so a key opportunity for the Lakers, and they throw it away. Fury showing pressure right away. Jones lines it up. That would have been a big three-pointer that does not fall. Lakers dodge a proverbial bullet there. Lakers slowing things down. 92-85 is the score. 10 to shoot. Latrell Love, he's going to power his way to the rim, but he could not shake Darius Soph. Soph coming up with a rejection. Chance for the Fury. Smith, he's been feeling it. Jones fires. Yes. The mid-range game, providing the path to a comeback perhaps for the Fury. Another turnover. The Lakers getting really sloppy with the ball control. And getting that bucket was Devontae Jones. So just like that, the Fury trail by 3. Latrell Love, no good. But he'll put back his own miss as the Lakers find a way to break through the full court pressure that time. The clock shouldn't be stopping. Not the game clock anyway. Something must have happened. Thompson, I believe, collided with the Fury player. Devontae Jones gets an easy bucket out of it. Thompson looking for a little payback, and he'll get it. As he gets the friendly roll, and it looks like the clock is stopped for made baskets, and I guess the shot clock and game clock are working in sync here. Chicago calls timeout. They have 3 left, 10:41, 96-91 is our score. And there's no telling what offers will come for these players. Again, a lot of them are college age, just finished up, or are still looking for that offer. And even with the NBA and the G League and all the teams and roster positions available, it's still a relatively small percentage who will get the opportunity to play at the bigger levels. And a reminder, all the home games will be on YouTube and on SPNN Channel 19 for you to enjoy. And we'll see what happens in future games, but I have to presume the crowds will get a little bigger once we start playing more divisional opponents again. I know early on, Rochester had trouble breaking the 100-point mark, and they fixed that recently. Again, 100-point games are pretty common at this level. Devontae Jones with a step-back J. As you know, these games often go back and forth. You rarely see runaway wins. And even games that seem like that, in the final box score, there usually is some ebb and flow. Lakers can tie it up. I should say the Fury could have, but they missed the three-pointer. Thompson bouncing over to Wilson, passes a little off. Thompson has to reestablish position, but he's blocked from behind by Quavell Pierce. So the Lakers will have to settle for a side out. Could not get themselves in position. Pass deflected. It will stay with Minnesota. Latrell Love clutches a couple of times, and that got him just enough space to scoop it in. He goes up to 12. And every bucket crucial right now if you're the Lakers. We still have a long way to go with 9:35 remaining. The Lakers are down to 4 timeouts, by the way, as they did not use two of them by this point. And we have a foul called on the Lakers. So Devontae Jones, who's been picking it up in the second half, will go to the line for two. The Fury, 11 of 13 so far.
That's my dad.
Jones makes the front end. I have just been introduced to Meech Williams' son. You never know what will happen when you do play-by-play alongside the audience. You'll meet some interesting people. There'll be some folks wondering if you're crazy, what you're doing with a mic. Devontae Jones makes both free throws, so he goes up to 20. Thompson open, no! Latrell Love gets a friendly roll, and somebody lost a shoe. It's Juan Brown. Latrell Love with 14 off the bench. He had 12 off the bench yesterday. Again, Latrell Love, the animated anchor, who comes off the bench for this team. Brown misses the three-pointer. Lee Moore backs off. 195 is our score. Thompson misses the three, and the rebound was lost. Wilson fires off the heel. Therese Smith fouled on the way up. He'll shoot two. Therese Smith scored 13 yesterday, has not scored in this game, hasn't played a whole lot. The Chicago head coach said he wasn't shooting. You know how that goes, of course. They will plead their case no matter what. That was a shooting foul, at least from my vantage point, and I think most would agree. But the official word is what counts, and they said it was a shooting foul. So Therese Smith will have a chance to get on the board from the line. Therese Smith out of Minneapolis-Washburn, a school that won a state title back in 2009, came oh so close to winning another in 2012. They've fallen on harder times since. Smith makes both free throws, and the Lakers forcing the steal. Therese Smith goes up, yes! And just like that, in a matter of seconds, Therese Smith goes from 0 to 4. And the Lakers are up 104 to 95. Pierce finds Brown. That runner is short. Therese Smith working his way through the pressure, and he's fouled. Chase Coley did predict that the Lakers would get 121 today. We may be on that pace. And this one, I guess, would be more impressive if it pans out that way, because she called it before the game. Whereas yesterday, the 141 number, as Latrell Love is fouled, was toward the end of the game when we hit stat padding time. 7:59 left. Latrell Love, what a spin move. Love has been big today. And Chicago throws it away. Composure starting to unravel here as Quentin Jackson gives an emphatic gesture that signals Minnesota ball, but the Fury unraveling at the worst possible time. Lakers are up by 11. Chicago undefeated entering this game. They beat the Lakers in the first meeting by 14. Lee Moore, that would have been a big three-pointer. Latrell Love, not happy about something. That's going to be a goaltend. Ball was on the way down as Isaac Smith drove through the lane. And Latrell Love is going to be subbed out. I think Jason Sandifer recognizing that he might need a breather. And with Isaac Smith getting credit for that last bucket, it's 106-97. And Smith up to 28 points. Lee Moore, the only player who has not scored yet for the Lakers. Thompson almost lost it, has to fire a fadeaway. And that is long. 2-on-1 for the Fury. Devontae Jones with the finish. 106-99. Like we said, moves and counter moves. Runs can happen in a hurry, and so just when it looks like a team is going to unravel, they can get a couple of plays their way. Blocking foul is called. That should send Kevin Thompson to the line. It does, and that is the last foul to give for the Fury. So the Lakers will be in the bonus for the remainder of regulation. Kevin Thompson, 15. He had 9 yesterday. Thompson and Dawson, particularly, are the players who have really stepped it up offensively. Dawson with 22, Thompson with 15. We mentioned, respectively, Dawson at 8, Thompson at 9, but he misses both free throws. So the Fury still have a couple of lifelines. Isaac Smith, kick out. Knowles missing the baseline, Jay. That area has been working for them as of late. Thompson weaving his way through a double team, and he'll go coast to coast. The board in the bucket, and Thompson gets 2 points the old-fashioned way. Fury tried to catch the Lakers falling asleep, doesn't pay off. 6 minutes remain in quarter number 4. Lee Moore out to Rogers. Minnesota going to be a little more deliberate in their possessions here. And Thompson floats in another bucket. He's up to 19. The bench production astounding today for the Lakers. They got plenty yesterday, of course, but when you score 143, you expect a few points. But with folks like Rogers having a quiet game, 12 points, and Quentin Jackson just 4. A technical foul has been called on Chicago after they called the timeout. This is getting serious if you're a fan of the Fury. The second technical foul issued to Chicago. So the Lakers will get a free throw here. And if you want to stay up to date on all of the scores and future games and other news from the Midwest Basketball League, visit their website at officialmbl.org. That is officialmbl.org. You do not want to use .com because you'll be taken to a foreign language site that doesn't make any sense. Officialmbl.org. The place to go for the latest information regarding the Midwest Basketball League. Rochester Rogers will shoot the technical free throw and miss it, so The technical foul does no harm. And it's Chicago ball. And Chicago already playing a little bit of clock here. Either that or using every last moment they could to take a quick breather. Smith to Soph. Soph was knocking down the mid-range Jays in the third quarter, not there. And Devontae Jones misses the three-pointer. 5.5 to play. Lakers again are going to play a little more deliberately here. They're not going to be pushing it unless they see a wide opening. Dominique Dawson broke free on the spin move, but came up empty. Chance for the Fury. Isaac Smith's three rolls out. And a foul is called on Chicago. Therese Smith, who hasn't seen much action, will have a chance to extend the Lakers' lead, and we're getting to that stage of the game where if he can make these free throws, it could offer an out. But Smith missing the front end. Smith gets the back end. He's up to 5. Lakers 21 of 28. They hit their first 12 shots before missing. Had a little bit of trouble since then, but they're still shooting 75%. And the Fury might be running out of gas. They've had a few shots hit brick. 111.99. Backdoor. Dominique Dawson with the finish. Up to 24 he goes. Isaac Smith. Ball last touch by Minnesota. And Quavell Pierce will sub in place of Darius Soph, who has 18 points. It's been a busy day for Soph. Isaac Smith, swish from the top of the key, and that's good for 3. Smith goes up to 31. The Fury need anything to keep them around, and there's still time. Rogers attacks the lane, gets the bounce. Rock Rogers hasn't been needed as much today, but that bucket gives him 14. Smith again. That 3 is short. Rebound more, and if the Lakers score here, that could be the knockout blow. Rogers for 3. Got it! Rochester Rogers, in the span of a few seconds, goes up to 17. Chicago calls timeout. Their coach cannot believe it. Now, this was a team that beat the Lakers by 14 just a month ago. And Devontae Jones getting a little flustered on the bench there. Going into the season in our home opener, we noted that this weekend would be a strong barometer for the capability of this Lakers team. And of course, your contingent of role players may be a little different, especially for a pair of teams from Illinois, Springfield and Chicago. But this was a back-to-back weekend against the number 1 and 2 teams in the Southwest Division. Springfield was 5-1 yesterday before the Lakers got the big win. Chicago 7-0. And the Fury at a loss for words. They were resilient in the third quarter, and they just have not found the basket in the fourth as much as the Lakers have. Dominique Dawson tips in another miss. 120-102, and that should do it. The Lakers, unless something strange happens, are on their way to knocking down an undefeated team. But that's not what you want to do if you're the Lakers. Stop the clock. Free throws coming for Devontae Jones, and on top of this gives the Fury a chance to collect themselves, get a few seconds rest. But this is a different Lakers team with Quentin Jackson back in the lineup. As we saw yesterday, they can push the pace a little more, use that to great benefit in the win over Springfield, and Chicago just ran into a funk in the fourth quarter at the worst possible time. Devontae Jones makes both free throws, but Chicago's going to need a few more plays to go their way, and that's not going to get it done. They foul Rock Rogers, and I don't know if this is the time to be playing foul and chase with 3:23 left. But more free throws coming. And another fine display of balance for the Lakers. 7 players in double digits yesterday, 6 today. But they're leaving a few points at the line as of late. Chicago 15 of 17. The Lakers have missed 8 now. And even though they have more attempts, Therese Smith could not get the putback. The Fury coach saying, let's move. They need points, and they need them in a quick succession. And they get 3 more from Jimmy Miles, who had not played at all in the second half until that moment. Lead is 13, and this might make the Lakers pause a little bit here. They're still in control. And Miles going in, trying to get the strip, ends up fouling Lee Moore, who has not scored in this game. He had 4 3-pointers yesterday, and it's been a little more mellow today. Lee Moore gets on the board. And with that, every Lakers player who has taken the floor has scored. We have not seen number 21, as Lee Moore has to settle for a split. So the Lakers losing their footing a bit. They started 12 of 12, since then 10 of 19. But the Fury throw it away, and that might end the threat there. Jerry Sweezy took over for Renardo Kelly as number 21. Ernest Clayton hasn't seen much action today either, but the Lakers look like they're going to hang on. Dominique Dawson with the finish. The dime from Lee Moore. Dominique Dawson with 28. So his weekend average will look pretty good. As Chicago misses another 3. Miles, he'll try, and that's 2 in a row for Jimmy. May not be enough time. And the Fury can't believe it. They thought they had the clean strip. I thought it was going to be a clean strip, but the officials said contact was made. They called a foul. Although the Lakers have struggled as of late from the free throw line, as we've said, 10 of their last 19. So these are not gimme points for Kevin Thompson. And no matter what the score is, you're going to play until the clock reads 0. Thompson gets the front end to fall. Hopefully for the June games, I'll have some partners to join me in the broadcast booth because it's really hard to sustain conversations by yourself. But we've got a couple of weeks. Kevin Thompson gets a couple of points. (24 of 33), but more importantly, the Lakers up by 15. Jimmy Miles throws an off-balance three-pointer. Anthony Knowles with the rebound and the putback, so he stops the clock and will go to the line. Again, the Fury still getting some lifelines here. They picked up their offense in the second half. They were the highest scoring team in the Southwest Division, and it looks like they'll stay that way. Knowles missing the free throw. Lakers. Ball ends up in the hands of the Fury. They've got to go, though. And they're running out of time. Step back. Gets a friendly bounce from Anthony Knowles. Friendly as in, won't you be my neighbor, Mr. Rogers friendly. Lee Moore, and that's going to be a jump. Lee Moore tried to find Thompson. Fury staying with it. We're going to have a jump here with 8 seconds left. The Lakers, with a pair of games in what has been their highest scoring games of the season, they hadn't scored more than 113, I believe. They had 143 yesterday. They have 125 today. Fury win the tip, but they need points. Every possession has to result in a score, and that's what happens off the offensive rebound. Juan Brown knocks down the three, and that makes it an 8-point game. All of a sudden, Lakers looked like they were going to coast home. Here comes the pressure. It almost pays off for the Fury. Rogers draws the foul. He'll shoot 2. Again, though, free throws not a given for this Lakers team. So if you can even force a split out of them, you still have a chance. It looked like the Lakers are going to put this one away. And like the Rochester game, even in the closing minutes, the Lakers have to sweat through a little adversity. Lakers still have a ways to go to catch the 120 mark of Cedar Valley. And there's the split we talked about, so a 9-point game. Again, you need buckets, and you need them quick. That'll do it. Covell Pierce passed up a 3. Juan Brown sinks another to go up to 19, but 33.8 left. Well, 33.3 now, so not quite done. I think missing the layup earlier did cost them some time. They end up getting a 3 out of it, and Brown with 3 triples now has 19. So, yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. We've seen the Fury execute full court presses with considerable success earlier in this game. You know, you can expect plenty of full court traps here with 33.3 because you're going to need a turnover or a stop of some sort. You can't let the Lakers keep away with the clock at 33.3. Both teams with one timeout left. The Lakers do have a foul to give. Chicago in the penalty. So another elongated ending. It seems to be a staple of these Midwest Basketball League games, but it goes to show you the grittiness, the resiliency of teams that are trailing. And we did mention the Fury. They were looking out of sorts, but a couple of plays go your way. Who knows what can happen? Rock Rogers couldn't find anybody, so the Lakers have to burn their final timeout. And that means they will not have it in their pocket if they need it later on. So 33.3 left. And the Lakers are out of timeouts. Chicago has one left. I guess it's not a surprise that Chicago has found a way to make this interesting at least. Again, they are undefeated in the Southwest Division. And this is a team that has seen their share of deficits, nail biters, you name it, playing in 3 leagues. The Lakers trying to get over 500 for the first time this season, and if they do, you know, with 2 wins, if they can finish the job and knock off Chicago, they'll have taken on the top 2 teams in the Southwest Division and come away with big wins. Looking for a comeuppance after losing 121-107. It looked like the Lakers, when they were up by 18 with just a few minutes to go, that was going to be it. And the Chicago coach was worrying about the application of the rules. Rod needs to go to the backcourt, and he does. Therese Smith, the ball is loose. Quavell Pierce with the steal and the slam. Now it's still a 4-point game, and then a foul is called on Chicago. Quavell Pierce, the ball, he stripped it. An uncontested dunk. And now, if you're the Lakers, you've got to make these free throws. What an ending to this one. Oh, Chase would love this. I think anyone would. I thought that was going to be it. I thought the Lakers were going to coast out of here with the win. Not so. A resilient effort from Chicago in the closing stages that put the onus on the Lakers. Lee Moore makes both free throws. Chicago will use its last timeout. Quavell Pierce with that last dunk goes up to 5. Lee Moore, he goes up to 3. Has not made a field goal all game. Now, 128-122, both teams out of timeouts. As you know, at this level, the clock does stop for a made basket. If you're the Fury, you're probably looking to one of your 3-point threats. Juan Brown has knocked down a couple for you in the later stages. Isaac Smith has hit a couple as well. He has 3, so does Brown. Those are the 2 that stand out. Again, this is a team with 8, and even with 8 players, that doesn't give you a ton of options to sub. But in the sport of basketball, most teams will tell you, even if you can get just 2 subs, that usually is enough to sustain your energy throughout a game. As we saw yesterday with the Panthers, when you only have just 1 and you got to go 48 minutes, it can be tiring. But with the Lakers, or the Fury, I should say, they have 8, so you can change it up a little bit. Jimmy Miles to inbound. He's right in front of me. Both teams out of timeout, so the Fury have to get this one in. Shot clock and game clock identical, but that doesn't matter now. 3 is off the mark. Last touch by Kevin Thompson, and he said, yep, that's off of me. But that did eat up 8 seconds of clock. Devontae Jones called a timeout. The Fury didn't have any. So he calls a timeout. That's a technical foul. I haven't seen that since North Carolina, Michigan, 1993. The infamous timeout called by Chris Webber. But what I think he's trying to do here, I'm not sure what he's trying to do. Lee Moore missing the free throw, and the Lakers take over. So I think Devontae Jones was, I don't know what Devontae Jones was thinking. My theory is that you wanted to put the onus on the Lakers and make them try to get it inbound. And I'm not sure he knows. I don't think anyone is completely sure what's going on. The Chicago coaches all the way to the Minnesota basket, and so the Fury will inbound it again. So Jones called the timeout to give them another chance, but that won't matter. A strange strategy. Rock Rogers, no good. Dominique Dawson, I guess it's only fitting that he gets another put-back tip in, as he was on point in this one. 131-22, the game is finally over. The Lakers had to sweat it out in the closing stages, but they knock off the #1 team in the Southwest Division. Chicago falls to 7-1. The Lakers go to 4-3. 30 points from Dominique Dawson, and great effort from the bench too. Kevin Thompson with 21, Latrell Love with 16, in one of the longest endings we have had in quite some time. For Chicago, 31 from Isaac Smith. The bench production was on point today. Darius Soph with 18. Devontae Jones had 24. Anthony Knowles had 18. Juan Brown had 19. It was a long, grinding effort. The Lakers having to sweat it out. It went down to 4 in the closing seconds, but Chicago ran out of time. So that wraps things up in our back-to-back coverage here at the High School for Recording Arts. The Lakers go to 4-3, and they'll try to stay above 500 when they play their division rival TC Elite next weekend. So that does it from here. I'm Mike Pete, and thank you for watching Midwest Basketball League coverage. The Lakers beat the Fury 130-122.